Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Thigh Company, guys. We're back with another live stream story here. Story live stream here. Sped's sister story as well. So, for those of you who may or may not know, we've been talking about Sped's sister's little car trouble dilemma. To kind of quickly recap, if you want to know more about the Sped sister car stuff, I do have it in other live streams here on the Thigh Company channel here. But to quickly recap, Spetsis had a car. It was a Nissan of some sort. I don't even remember if it's Sentra, Versa. I don't even recall. It was like a silver or gray car. But anyway, a sedan car. She lives somewhere in Virginia. I don't know where. And I also have a Chopper here on Discord as well, listening to my story. I want to know what he thinks about all this craziness. So basically, her car broke down. The latest that I've heard, apparently the car will start and it drives, but it cannot get up to high speeds. What that speed cap is or that limit that she has, I don't know. That hasn't been told to us. But apparently somebody said that her transmission was bad, and we don't really completely believe what this person who said the transmission that it was bad. We don't believe that's necessarily true. My mom suspects there might be like a clutch issue, but I don't know exactly, right? Because it's the car is up in Virginia. It's over 6 hours away, so we don't know really what's exactly going on. So my mom gets the idea of buying or looking around for a replacement car for my sister, or just keeping an eye out just in case something comes up. So it just happened to be that my mom's husband, during the week he goes to a different town or city for his job, and his neighbors over there, one of them happened to pass away, or somebody, a relative of theirs, happened to pass away, who owned this car that they were selling for pretty cheap. It was a Subaru Santa Fe SE, like a gray silver one, 2009. And originally the plan was that everybody would meet up in this town where my mom's husband works. And without giving out too much information, let's just say it's about an hour and a half or so, maybe a little bit more than that, outside of Charlotte. And so originally we meet up to purchase or take a look at the car over there. And, everything was set up. My mom has not seen the car yet, or we haven't even seen photos of the car. But besides the point, my mom wanted for my sister to come down from Virginia to take a look at the car, it would basically be that my sister would be purchasing this car. Did I say Subaru? My bad, Hyundai. A Hyundai Santa Fe, right? And I'm not really a huge fan of Hyundais, but I figured, hey, let's still take a look and see what it is about. And my sister's like, oh, I don't know how to come down. I don't know if I could come down here. I can't seem to find any transportation. And so my mom's like, all right, I'm gonna go buy a plane ticket for you. So, and I thought that was kind of a lot pretty extra, above extra. I don't even think I would have bought a plane ticket, but my mom bought a plane ticket for her to get down here to Charlotte. And then Halloween comes up. So Sped Sis decides to go out drinking and getting crazy and just wild. Okay. So clearly she, overdrank and, was hungover. And to the point that she was hungover where she was apparently sick. Her story that she told my mom was that she had food poisoning. But I think she was just hungover from drinking. Okay. And who knows what else happened on Halloween, right? So she starts texting my mom about mid-morning or so that apparently my Sped sister woke up and was on the toilet and couldn't get off the toilet, having diarrhea or whatever since 6 o'clock in the morning. And my mom was like, well, don't worry, because the plane is leaving at like late afternoon. Like I think it was just at 6 or 7 p.m. And my mom was like texting her back and forth. Hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Oh, you feel sick? Go take this, go take that. And even Sped sis was saying, oh, I might just go to urgent care. I might go to like a doctor or something just to get checked up. Sped sister didn't do a thing. She just stayed there and said, oh, I can't go. I can't go. I can't go. So what ends up happening is the plane ticket gets basically wasted. Okay. My mom spent like $200-300 on a plane ticket, and it just was like burning money. Okay. Nothing happened at all. She didn't come down here for the plane ride. Then out of nowhere the next day, Sped's sister starts texting my mom saying, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't take the plane. I feel so bad that you had to go for the trouble of buying a plane ticket and I didn't get to go on the plane or didn't go use the plane ticket. I feel so bad. I know you did this. I know you did that. I feel so bad. You know, that's like her thing. She would say this thing like she feels so bad. Okay. And what's funny, I don't even know what it was with Choppa, man. That's what my mom was thinking, that she was just being lazy. But what's crazy is then later, like the next day, my sister starts texting my mom saying that, oh, I think I can come over today. I think I can come over. So here's what she started writing. She texts my mom here, and this is their conversation. I can drive to Charlotte today. My mom's like, how? You know, since she doesn't have a car that can drive. I can drive down with my friend in her car. And I'm like, you know, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, what do you mean? Since when does her friend have a car if in her living situation, she lives with two other people, or this other family, if you want to call it that, her lovers apparently. And they always were using her car. So when in the world did they have their own car? If they were always using her car, right? And then, so she says, I can drive down my friend in her car. And my mom's like, I can meet you somewhere so your friend doesn't have to go all the way down here. Let's see. So, and then my Sped sister's like, don't I need to come out anyway to sign papers? I just want to spend time together, and I want to see basically everybody but my mom, me, my mom's husband, and then but I was kind of surprised she did say my grandfather, because she's usually hesitant to see my grandfather. Well, 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So my mom says, it's my Sped sister, I can meet you at a certain location and take you to Charlotte, and your friend can drive back. Then my Sped sister here says, no, it's okay. My friend doesn't mind coming, and I think it would be nice for the family to meet her. Nobody in the family wants to meet this crazy friend, you know, and happens to be this friend of hers that she's talking about, that she's referring to, is that like wife for that lady in the family. Okay.
Yeah, pick up that friend.
Well, you know who I'm talking about. That friend who is supposedly married with a husband, but at the same time is either like bisexual or lesbian. I don't even know what the case is.
But the thing,
what
is that you got a picture of her.
Well, let's say I know what she looks like. Do I have a picture of her I can send to you? I don't know if I have that. Okay. So my mom's like, my mom says, no, I can pick you up. I have different plans. Okay. And then my Sped says, no, thank you. So meaning that my Sped sister is, you know, trying to demand from my mom to meet this friend, trying to create this like reality where you all are going to meet my special friend and you all are going to like it. You're going to take it, you know, that kind of nonsense. Yeah, what's up with Choppa?
If she's that fucking desperate to bring her friend, that means that they want to go out and drink together.
That very well could be the case. Because I know Charlotte's got a lot of bars and restaurants, so very easily that could be the case. You're right about that, Choppa. So my mom, gets fed up. My sped sister says no, thank you. My mom says, then don't worry about it. I canceled everything. Don't need to come. Because my mom's like, fed up. Okay. And then my sped sister goes on this pretty epic rant here. Here's where it gets crazy. This is what my sped sister is saying. I'm trying to introduce you to an important part of my life because I wanted to share more of myself and my life with you. I wanted to bond and have you get to know who your adult daughter is. But
Man, your
instead,
adult daughter is nothing but a fucking bitch ass, fat ass, and a fucking lesbian bitch ass nigga. That's the only thing it is. Pathetic life ass motherfucker got no job. Fucking unemployed.
well, she does have a job, so I have to correct you there. She does technically have a job, but it's like one job. She's not making much money. I think it's like 13 an hour she's making, working kind of at like a gift shop. Okay, and I think that's her only job. Okay, and I think you're making more than her, if I'm not mistaken. But
how is she not fucking paying you then?
Well, I'm gonna find out what's going on with that. Okay, I'm gonna find out what's going on with that. So next, so my sped sister. I want to bond and have you get to know who your adult daughter is, but instead you are turning me away and making it much more difficult for us to see each other in the future. Yeah, what is that supposed to mean? Like, so what is she trying to do? Send a threat here? Like, I want you to know who I am, or it's going to be much difficult for, like, it's like she's sending a threat to my mom here. Well, you know what I mean? Much more difficult for us to see each other. What is that supposed to mean?
The whole family at this point is special.
Well, I don't want to say that, but listen. But here's where it gets crazy. Okay, this is what my sped sister also has texted here. I have medicinal tinctures. What a weird thing to say. I have medicinal tinctures I have made and foraged myself to give you for your birthday that I have been working on for almost 2 months. I'm not sure what it is that's making you decide on these choices, but I hope it's worth alienating your daughter who loves you.
The fuck?
Yeah.
She's writing this shit when she's drunk, bro.
So, to give you some context of what this means here, where she writes, I have medical tinctures I made and forged for you. She came up with this crazy idea that she's going to be like an herbalist or whatever you want to call it, or forester. I don't know what the exact term you would use in this case.
Oh, she's trying to poison your mom.
I don't know about poison, but so she claims that she went out into the forest, that she's this expert on what's growing out in the forest. She went in and collected a bunch of stuff that she's calling foraging because she's, I have to use the special words. I have to use the big words, man.
Maybe ChatGPT.
Or ChatGPT. Yeah, you're right about that. So
she made some wax on it. Who knows what?
Yeah, so who knows what she collected, man? It could have been mushrooms, magic mushrooms. It could have been some poisonous weeds. Who knows what she had, right?
Man, that motherfucker trying to poison your mom, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of concerned that I don't know where she got this idea. Now she's a magician. I'll put things together. I'll make magic spells for you for your birthday.
Can you send me the text message over? I just want to read that shit.
Okay, I'll see what I can do here.
Like, you can cover her name though. Yeah, I don't care.
Nah, her name's not here. Her name's not here. But let me finish reading.
I just want to see the name, like how she texted and all that. I want to see.
Okay, I'll see what I can do here, Choppa. But yeah, so basically, I made medical tinctures for you for your birthday. Well, I've been working on it for almost 2 months now. So what on earth she has that's been sitting around for 2 months, I don't know. That's kind of, it just sounds like poison here at this point. I'm not sure what it is that's making you decide on these choices, but I hope it's worth alienating your daughter who loves you. Like, why the specific choice of words? That's what's crazy here.
The fuck does Navy mean?
Yeah, what is that supposed to mean? That's the big question here. Like, and so
You don't know what
I
the
got
word
my
is?
suspicions that she's under the influence while writing these messages. I just don't understand it, man. So
First of all, why the
basically,
hell did your parents let her separate?
well, it's not. What do you mean let her, man? Well, my dad's not even in the picture. You know, my sped dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't even think he know. He doesn't even know where she is, to be honest. And plus, even if I tell him, I'm afraid he's going to not even have the memory of retaining that
But,
information.
but he probably doesn't know who she is.
I don't know. I don't know. I might have to call up and ask him about that, but I can't confirm that because again, since he has some kind of like apparent dimension going on, I don't know what's going on with him. So that's going to be for another episode. I'm going to have to try to call up my sped dad before the end of the year. So basically, here's what happens. My sped sister doesn't say anything. So my mom is like, okay, how about this? Let's try to make an opportunity out of this situation. So because my sped sister never showed up to Charlotte on, like, I think it was like the day after, so what, that November 1st, right? That was a Saturday. Yeah, November 1st was a Saturday. So my mom was not able. She had to basically cancel the plan of having this car come down to that place. So what ends up happening is, my mom's like, okay, how about this? We haven't seen the car. We don't know what the car looks like. And since the price is so good, she decided to do this as a second option. The second option would be either to buy the car and use it for me as a replacement for my car. And I was like, well, let me at least see what the car is first before we even, jump to such a, hasty idea.
But your idea is way fucking better.
Yeah, you saw my car. My car is better than that car. And well, basically, so instead of it being that car like an hour and a half away, the lady apparently had the car up in like the state capital up in Raleigh, which actually would have been easier for my sister if you think about it, because it's closer to towards where she's at, because it's farther north. But yeah, here's basically what happens, man. So this is the second part. So we end up having to go on the 3rd. Today's the 6th. On the 3rd, from Charlotte to Raleigh, which is about a 3-hour drive over there and a 3-hour drive back. So that's like at least 6 hours on the road. Okay, which is a lot. Whew. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back and I'll tell you the Raleigh story. Okay, which is the second kind of quick part of the story. Okay, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for having to leave the room because I'm a little sick here. But anyway, so early, was it Monday the 3rd? Early Monday morning, the 3rd of November. We wake up early, like around 8 or 9 in the morning. No, it's actually 8. So we get there around noon. Okay. We see this car. The owner of the car was an old lady. I think it was her mom's car. And the story goes is that the mom used the car to go to church and back home, and that was it. So basically, church, grocery store, and all that minor stuff. And the car looked nice for the most part, other than there was a noticeable damage on the bumper, the front bumper. And we asked, what happened about it. The lady claimed she didn't know anything. We asked if there were any accidents. The lady said no, there weren't any accidents. We later found out that the car was actually in 2 previous accidents. So I don't know, maybe, who knows if she was trying to hide information or what exactly. But then we went into the car. The car itself had an extremely bad smell of cigarettes and smokes, and smoking. And you could tell that whoever was in the car had been smoking all the time, because the car reeked of the smell. Supposedly they tried to deep clean the car. It was like a detailing or something, but I don't think that there was any car detailing. They may have tried to do a cleaning of some sort. I don't know, because everything else in the car seemed to be kind of clean, not ideal, not perfect, but clean enough. Okay, other than when you sat in that car, it was kind of sticky and tacky. The car drove well. Okay, so ultimately, after test driving the car around the neighborhood, a couple of times, we talked about price. I think the lady offered like 7,000 for the car, and my mom was like, "Oh, that would be nice because we could possibly resell the car for up to 12,000." From her initial research, how she went about researching it, I don't know. But on the day when we arrived to Raleigh, my mom's husband, they had another talk over and over, and my mom's husband like, "Well, I took a second look, and at the market prices, it seems like people are trying to sell it for around 7,500 to 8,000." And we started doing the math, and we're like, "Well, it's going to cost like at least another $500 to buy a new bumper to replace the the current bumper with a new bumper and do painting and spray painting and everything else that's associated with basically getting the bumper new, and then possibly very well another $500, so $1,000 in total for everything to actually deep clean and get rid of that smoke smell, that's that stinking smell, which was so bad that even after test drive, all three of us, my mom, myself, and my grandmother, all of us got sick. That's how bad that smoke smell was. So we decided basically, that we're not going to get the car. So we, just declined everything. We drove back all the way back to Charlotte. We got back to Charlotte around 4 or 5 or so, and that was pretty much it for the Raleigh story. But here is the craziest thing, the fun finale of all this. Okay. So, and I was thinking about originally making this as a separate video, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and include this. So my mom apparently was like talking to my sister again, okay? And she found out some information. So my mom was trying to basically understand what on earth is going on with my sped sis, right? Why is she so sped? Okay. So apparently there's a news story, a rumor going around, and she heard this from one of my uncles, one of my sped dad's brothers. And according to the story, apparently my sped sister called up one of my uncles, and he told my uncle that she told my uncle that she was apparently hearing voices. Okay. and I was like, my mom told me this, and I was like, what do you mean hearing voices? So apparently she's been hearing voices for an unknown amount of time. So I'm gonna have to figure out what that's all about. So I might have to call up my uncle and figure out what's going on with that. But my uncle told my mom that apparently on my dad's side of the family that there is an apparent, I guess you could call it a factor or element of schizophrenia going on in his side of the family. And I'm like, when and where did that come out of? Because I've never heard of any schizophrenia ever in my life. So I'm like, is my sped sister schizophrenic? Is she hearing voices going crazy? People telling, if the voices are telling her what to do now. So I don't know, man.
Or God is just trying to guide her to a better path.
No, that's actually a great positive way to think about it, Chapa. God's trying to guide her to a better path. That could be a good idea. That's actually a really nice thing you put there, man. Perhaps, man, perhaps. But man, this is just going crazy at this point, man. I just don't know. We got to get her down here. I even have been trying to figure out if I can find her a job here in the Charlotte area. And I know there's a lot of places that are hiring. I even found like a graphics design job for her because I know that she likes to draw and stuff. But I'll see if she would be interested in that. But yeah, I just want to kind of tell you about this crazy, wild story, man.
She will not ever move to fucking North Carolina.
I don't know, man.
She wants something that put with a black woman. She wants something put.
All
wanna
right, chop out. I'm not. I don't want that on the stream, man. But that's. I don't even want to get into it, man, because I
she's
think
desperate for the relationship type.
yeah, she's
And when
desperate for the
someone
relationship. Like I don't understand. Maybe is it a relationship or any relationship? I don't know because it's just so
if
weird
they
and
move
wild and
down,
unclear.
the only way she moves down is if her couple agrees, like her girlfriend and her boyfriend agrees.
Agrees to move down as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen because that the guy, the husband in that family, he's got his contract. He works for the military, but he's got this government shutdown. So I don't even know if he can leave. I bet he can't leave because of the contract. Because you don't just work for the military. It's not like a 9-to-5 job. You have to sign a contract, and if you don't, if you break out of that or get out of that contract, I don't know what happens. Especially
Oh shit.
since
So he got deployed to Virginia, a fort in Virginia. That's where he got deployed.
I won't go into too much detail because for privacy, but basically he works for the armed forces. So part of his basically you sign a contract, and I'm assuming this is a employment contract or work contract, and I don't know if it's even possible to get out of the army. I think they call that a dishonorable discharge if he just straight up leaves. So I don't know how that exactly works.
People that leave the army after signing up should be the first one to go into battle.
I don't know the details, man, but I just want to tell you just how crazy this story. Apparently, Sped's sister is now schizophrenic or psychotic or whatever, man. It's just wild, man.
She got everything, but she got social anxiety, she got depression, she got
And it
autism,
could be because of her being under the influence of whatever it is that she's taking, and these other bad influencers, these people that she's hanging out with. I don't know. It's just insane to think that this is all going on.
I'm surprised a fucking armed force soldier would let that happen though.
That's you're right about that. But I don't know I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know I can't say nothing about them because I don't know them.
Though. Armed force should be having the most discipline out of every single.
Well, you're right about that. You're right about that. But then again, I don't know the whole picture, man. It's just a lot of information that's basically withheld from us. So because of that, it's an issue of communication essentially. And at this point, we just gotta wait, man. It's like my mom's kind of over the whole thing. My grandma's over the whole thing. So all we can do is just wait.
Shit, my guy. If she asks for $1,000, your grandma gonna be like, just give her $1,000.
I don't know, man. Well, I'm gonna definitely fight off whatever they're trying to do, especially if it's to do with finances. I'm not playing around with that no more.
Exactly, because your grandma you didn't want to give them money because she's not gonna pay you back, but your grandma's like, oh, she gonna pay you back.
Well, she better pay me back, man. If she doesn't pay me back, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get that money back. Because at this point,
you ain't take her to court.
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's a very tough situation. I don't even know, man. What would you do? How about this? What would you do if you were in this situation, Chopper?
I would talk with if it was my sister that did that.
Yeah, imagine if this was your sister.
My dad would get on her, bro.
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't have a dad to get on her. She's got an uncle who could try, but I don't even think she's gonna listen to my uncles.
Or either they'll make her do like install payments, like.
Well, yeah, that's what needs to be done. At least the installed payment stuff, because she does have a job.
You actually to pay at least like $100 a fucking year or something.
That's the $100 a year, man. It sounds
$100 a month.
$100 a month. $100 a month to me sounds reasonable.
It'll take 2 years to pay that a whole amount.
Well, at least start off with $100 a month.
How much is it?
I don't even know anymore, man. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to ask around and figure out what it is.
Bro,
I'll have to look.
Tell her, give me $100 from your paycheck every single.
Yeah, every 2 weeks. Yeah, that's reasonable. But I don't know. I don't know the details. I don't know what the setup. But man, it's just wild and insane at this point. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this live stream here, man. But yeah, if you like this crazy Sped sister story, let me know if you want to hear some more crazy stories, man, for future live streams. Otherwise, guys, thank you all so much for watching today's live stream story here. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe to the Thigh Company. subscribe for future gameplay videos and all this stuff. And we'll see you all in the next video, guys. Peace out and take care.
She's definitely going